we talked about Messi last week, didn't we? Yeah. Or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And now it's all about Cristiano Ronaldo. Those two just keep pushing each other on, pushing the boundaries of greatness.
Exactly. And would they have been able, that's the question that I always ask myself, would they have been able to do this and keep this up, the relentlessness that they've shown without each other?
I think you have to say to every player, the nearest player to him, get close to him, put him under pressure, get his head down, don't let him feel like he can do what he wants on the pitch, because otherwise the magic wand comes up.
Remember we said exactly the same thing in '86, just before we played Diego Maradona's Argentina. Didn't work.
He is remarkable. Just his first touch, his movement, how clever the space he finds in the little small clever pockets. He's a one-off for me, and it was just great to be in the same stadium as him. Never mind compete against him like I have.
You'd love to play with him, wouldn't you? I mean,
just give him the ball.
You imagine.
Give him the ball and get on with it.
All those times you're playing in that Barcelona, so you've been a bit embarrassed by your technique. Well, I would have been with my technique.
I just want to be in a training ground.
Yeah.
I bet you there's stuff he does in a training ground that don't even get onto the pitch here that people go, wow. I mean, you speak to some of his teammates, current and ex-teammates, and they say some of the stuff he done there, you can't even talk about it. It's that good.
600. That's more goals than I had appearances, I think. It's unbelievable. It's just phenomenal, the stats that he produces. He's breaking record after record. And to be on the planet, to be playing, I was fortunate to play in that era when he was playing, and now to watch him, I feel lucky. He plays with pure clarity when he's playing. When he's running at that breakneck speed, the game is still clear in his eye. When other players, the normal people, it goes a bit fuzzy in them areas. When I went up to the opposing team's box and the ball comes to me, I couldn't see hardly anything. And it's probably like that for some midfielders, a little bit clearer. But him, it's pure HD. That's what he sees when he plays the game. And that's why when he plays at it, he makes it look so easy.
And he's changed his game. He was the guy who wanted to be outside, the trickster, getting the fans off their seat. He's the guy now on the end of every opportunity. He's the guy that actually wants to get in the box and really make a difference. And he's become an out-and-out number 9 who gets in there. And he'll be licking his lips tonight, looking at the defensive pairing of Chiellini and Bazzagli, because they're aging, and he's someone who'll try and exploit that.
We've also run a little poll on BT Sport on social media just to see if you think that was Cristiano Ronaldo's best goal ever. And well, he's got 62%, 38% no, and the reason for that was, can you remember the goal? 40-yarder against Porto.
Yeah, I was behind it saying pass, goal! Like, unbelievable, like, it was a rocket.
Before we get to our game, what about that overhead kick?
I can't stop laughing. It is unbelievable. I mean, Wayne Rooney in the Manchester derby is the only way I can describe it, but I think it's even better than that, is it?
I mean, look, we're talking about one of the greatest goalkeepers ever in Buffon. He doesn't get anywhere near it. The technique picks the corner. It's one of the best goals I've ever seen.
All the great sportsmen in the world have always had that someone else to feed off, and I think this is another great rivalry in football. They don't talk about it. Seems like there's a bit of a respect between them. They don't ever mention each other really, but they're just phenomenal to watch. And people try and make comparisons of who's better, etc. Just enjoy them, man. We're lucky
They're very
to be in
different
this time.
footballers as well in many ways, and what makes one better than the other.
Yeah, forget the comparisons. They're setting standards. We're taking them for granted. We're expecting goals in big games to change games. They do it week in, week out. They're out on their own. As you say, completely different, but enjoy them. And even though they give off a different persona from the outside, and we see them differently, that hunger is the same. It just looks differently from the outside. They're both pushed on. They both want to beat each other, which has created this monster in both of them.
Yeah. They create highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel, and it's just phenomenal. That just each game, even at the weekend just gone, Messi comes off the bench, rescues the game for Barcelona. They're doing it week in, week out, and we talk about players that get to the top. There's many players that get there and stay there for a year or two.
Yeah.
These lot have been there for 10, 12 years doing it. And when you look back and you start looking at the stats, like we said before the game, he's almost, I think he's a goal off 650 goals, Ronaldo. That is more than I had appearances.
And the game is a lot quicker, I have to say now. So these things probably level themselves out. Great players in different areas will be great players anyway. But as you say, the numbers make a difference. People can overlook stats. You can't. They smack you in the face.
Yeah.
The stats are incredible. To say that he's scored more goals than appearances for Real Madrid, 650. I mean, that's abnormal.
Yeah.
Like, they're up there somewhere. Yeah. And all the other players in the world don't care what their egos are saying and what they think of themselves. They're looking up there going, I wish and I can't get to that level. They ain't going to get to that level. It's just, it's like Frank said, it's abnormal. It's like today, people remember where they were when that goal went in, and likewise, the Zidane goal in the Champions League final. These goals create great memories, and you remember that occasion and that time, what you was doing, what you was wearing, etc. Unbelievable.
I think, well, I can't split them at the moment, but I think they are over all the eras. And you know, we see old videos, it's not easy to compare, but the ruthlessness, not just the ability, but the hunger and the ruthless finishing.
And the longevity.
Longevity, game after game, year after year, scoring in important games, things that we take for granted. It's not been done before to this level, it hasn't.
And them numbers and them stats are not human. He's operating on a different planet. And there's only really Messi you can compare with him.
Yeah, he's different in every way, and he'll continue to score goals because of that sort of freakish nature that he's got, that body that he's got, that, you know, he's so fast, he's got such a spring, he can score overhead kicks like he did the other day. And I know people will look at it and just say, oh, well, you should score penalties, but under that pressure, that is just mind-blowing. He strikes it so cleanly in the top corner, it's brilliant.
You want to put a prototype of a footballer in a computer and he pops out at the end. Ronaldo's frame, his physique, his athleticism, that will just pop out at the other end, and then obviously the ability to go with that just makes him almost impossible to mark and hold down for a whole 90 minutes.
And the mental strength.
Oh, yeah, that goes without saying.
There's a mess, there's carnage at the end, there's time when you've got to wait. I've been there, there's nothing worse than delays. You've got players in your face, you've got a new keeper coming on. And for a right footer, Gary, the safe one is to reverse.
How are your legs in that situation?
Well, I'm talking about
Ronaldo's is to pull it, isn't it, into his left, and we're all thinking you've got to revert to what you know best.
Going up for a big penalty, how are your legs, seriously?
Oh,
like, they must go like jelly, no?
Taking penalty, I don't know. I mean, you were a penalty taker. I hated it. I didn't enjoy doing it.
I think it's and I think Ronaldo would be this. I think Ronaldo loves the opportunity to show what he's made of, to show his mettle, to chance to show off and do something that other mere mortals can't do.
And most importantly, show his physique, to show the physique.
Well, he knows that if he scores, he can get his shirt.
One or two players, him now and Cristiano, when you go to get my kids say to me, Dad, tell me what it was like tomorrow when I wake up, please, just tell me what it was like to see him live. There's only so many players.
Tell us what it's like to play against him live.
It's a nightmare. It is, because I played against him, I couldn't even touch him. Because he's so intelligent, he goes and plays in areas where he says to you as a defender, come on, come out to see me. And if you do go out there's a big hole that either he'll exploit himself or a teammate will exploit, and he'll pass it for him.
And when you go to him and you know he's going to...
he stands you up, jinx, and you go like that, and he's 5'2". He's underneath it, he's gone. He's so quick, he's so direct, and he just... When you normally get quick players, they don't know how to use it sometimes. He's quick and he's huge intelligence.
But he's got the technique as well for the tight areas. And even though he's maybe not half turned, he can turn either way and then create something from there.
Sometimes it's just God-given though. He woke up, I'm sure the ball was just at the bottom of his bed when he woke up as a kid. in the cot, it was just there, he knew.
Rio just said, actually, imagine being Messi. Imagine having that. What a footballer.
It's fantastic. I mean, I was there in 2004 and we'd done a pre-season to Japan with Barcelona, and he was in the squad with us and I didn't know of him, and I saw him practice one day and I thought, what's that? I asked Giovanni van Bronckhorst, who's that? Oh, that's Lionel Messi, he's from Barcelona, he's going to come with us now. He was good then, but I could never expect him to be this good. He's fantastic. I mean, his close control of the ball, his awareness of the game, goal scoring, passing abilities is out of this world. He is special, and I mean, there's no more words really to describe him. I mean, you just have to look at it, and if you understand football, you understand how difficult the things he does are. And in the way that he does it is just fantastic.
He's got a future, that Ronaldo fella, isn't he?
He's a living football god.
He's unbelievable.
It's ridiculous what he's doing. All the records that it's the Champions League. He's got every record you can imagine.
10th consecutive season, 40 goals. Like that's unheard of. Like the stats that he's putting up, it's laughable. I mean, and you think back to yesterday, we talk about Ronaldo, the Brazilian one. I loved him. A great player. Maradona, great. If Messi put numbers up that they had in their best season, we'd go, he's off it this year.
I think we were talking before that this game is difficult to call it. We will say 50-50. I will say 51-49 because of him. When he's on the pitch, you know that he's something special, something different, and the only one who can make the difference today.
That man in your screen there decided, I will take this game over and take the game off of the opposing team. The free kick was
was unbelievable. I mean, the keeper maybe could do better than we positioned him, but this guy, to be here at these moments, this is stuff that I can tell my kids, my grandkids one day, because he's that good. He can decide a game at this level, the top cutting-edge level of this football, of the game we love.